Hi, my name is Schyler Church. I am a California real estate broker as well as a member of the education department at Accredited Real Estate Schools. We provide the course requirements to be eligible to take the state exam, but we also have a bunch of different options to help you prepare to pass that state test. And one of those options is our practice questions. And today's video is going to be a few of the popular practice questions to help you study. If you want more questions though, feel free to check out our exam prep options and our practice question program that we offer. It's $50 for a year access, and you get access to our 3,600 database questions. So also, if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe and like our channel as well as our videos so we can keep producing new content for you out on YouTube. So here we go. This is the first question. A property encumbered by a trust deed is sold. A preliminary title report would show A, the buyer as trustor of that deed of trust, B, the buyer as trustee of that deed of trust, C, the seller as trustor of that deed of trust, D, the seller as trustee of that deed of trust. Well, we first need to figure out, so the preliminary title report is going to show the existing deed of trust. So the one that was originally obtained by the seller. So the seller is going to be the one that's on the deed of trust. So we know it's between C and D. But is the seller going to be the trustor or the trustee? Well, remember, the trustor is the borrower and trustee is the one that has the bare legal title in the event that the trustor defaults, and then the trustee can foreclose on the home through a non-judicial foreclosure. Well, so knowing that, the correct answer then would be the seller as trustor of that deed of trust. The seller was the borrower for that original loan, and the preliminary title report will show that. Number 2, are agent referral fees set by law? A, yes. B, no. C, no. They are set by the real estate commissioner. D, yes, but only for commercial property. Okay, so we first need to figure out, are referral fees set by law? Yes or no? Well, referral fees are not set by law. So it's between B and C. Now, is it because that the real estate commissioner sets them? No. Real estate the commissioner does not deal with agent referral fees on setting the rate for them. Agent referral fees are negotiable and decided between the agents that are doing the referring. So no, agent referral fees are not set by law. But it's not because of the commissioner setting the rate. 3, a murder happened in a property 4 years ago. What does the licensee have to do? A, the licensee does not have to disclose it due to it not being a material fact. B, the licensee must disclose all deaths that occurred in a property, no matter when they occurred. C, the licensee can never disclose a death in a property. D, the licensee may need to disclose the death if it was a criminal offense. Well, remember, California is one of those states that does require a death to be disclosed if it happened, though, within the preceding 3 years. So in this case, it was 4 years ago. Due to that, even though it was a murder, it does not need to be disclosed as it's not a material fact per California law. Now, if you were asked a direct question, though, about it, you could be guilty of misrepresentation, though, if you lie. So, but by law, you don't have to openly disclose it as it's not a material fact since it was 4 years ago. If it was 3 years ago, then it would have had to been disclosed. 4, economic obsolescence is all of the following except A, airplane flying overhead, B, public transportation moved into the area, C, shopping center moved into the area, D, deterioration of a heating and air conditioning unit. Well, we think of economic obsolescence and we think of depreciation, so loss in value from any cause. And an economic obsolescence, though, falls under it if it happened outside of the property lines. So airplane flying overhead, that is economic obsolescence. Public transportation moved into the area, that is economic obsolescence. Well, that's outside of the property lines. And so C, shopping center moved into the area. Yep, that is economic obsolescence. D, deterioration of a heating and air conditioning unit. That is within the property lines of the HVAC. So due to that, that would be the correct answer, as it is not economic obsolescence. It is a depreciation, but of physical deterioration, not economic obsolescence. And we want to verify, remember about depreciation, the three options that you have. So depreciation is a loss in value. You have the physical deterioration where the building just wears out. So for instance, that HVAC. Functional obsolescence, styling issues within the property line. So usually it might be because you have a very odd floor plan, maybe dated fixtures, for instance, but that's within the property line. And economic obsolescence is external issues outside the property line. So you can also think of it as external obsolescence. 5. Using a land contract to sell real property benefits the seller because it allows him or her to. 5. Using a land contract to sell real property benefits the seller because it allows him or her to A, keep legal title in the seller's name, B, keep equitable title, C, sell at a trustee's sale, D, foreclosure at a trustee's sale. So remember about a land contract. It has a bunch of different names, but with a land contract, it's where you have the vendor and the vendee. So the seller becomes the vendor and the purchaser becomes the vendee. The seller provides a land contract to the buyer, so the vendor provides it to the vendee, but the vendor, the seller, gets to keep legal title in their name. Equitable title is then given to the vendee, the purchaser, and that is just possession. So the best name or the best answer for this is A, that the seller is able to keep legal title in the seller's name. And let's discuss this a little bit more. Remember, the vendor is the seller, holds legal title. The vendee is the buyer, borrower, and holds equitable title, which is merely just possession. And when the vendee does fulfill the terms, for instance, and pays everything that the land contract stated, well, then the seller will use a grant deed and give the vendee full legal title. If the vendee, though, defaults on their payment, a quitclaim deed can be used then for the vendee to be removed from the land contract. If the vendee is not willing to sign off on that, the vendor would then have to proceed with a quiet title action, so to quiet the title of the issue of the vendee not paying. And also, land contracts are very popular with CalVet loans. CalVet would then purchase a property using a grant deed, but then set up a land contract with the veteran. So the CalVet would become the vendor, and the veteran would become the vendee. So this is some very basic information about land contracts, and I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, though. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at Accredited, and hopefully you can check out our other practice questions that we offer and a lot of other exam preparation. Thanks so much, and good luck with your licensing journey.